focus of school. As a principal and as a teacher and as a person, my goal is to think about what's been working and we need to change a little bit, maybe what's not been working and what we need to change a little bit. One of the things that as I was talking to teachers, one of the things we discussed was a reminder of our rules and expectations. But we want to focus a little bit more on some of the rules and expectations and policies and procedures that we have here at the middle school. We've had a few issues that need to stop, and they need to stop now. Specifically, one of them right here is bullying. Ms. Hunter has gone through and done classes with your language arts classes this year and talked about the no place for hate topics and bullying specifically. But we're having a few, specifically a few girls, specifically a few guys, specifically just a few 7th graders that are forgetting that they need to treat everybody with respect. They need to treat everybody like they want to be treated. And if they're not going to do that, then we're not going to deal with it here. Bullying is a repeated action or threat of actions directed towards a person by one or more people who have more power or status than their target in order to cause fear, distress, or harm. So if I have these 4 7th grade teachers stand up right now, y'all stand up real quick, and they start getting in my face about something, that could be perceived as bullying because there's more than one of them. If this is a group of friends and they go up to another student and they say, so-and-so is going to beat you up. I heard so-and-so is going to lay you out. I heard so-and-so is going to do this. Then all 4 of them are contributing because they have power. They're a group. And we need that stopped. If you feel like you have the right to tell somebody that somebody else is going to beat you up, then guess what? You know about it. You need to tell somebody about it. An adult. If a friend of yours is being picked on by a group, if a friend of yours is being picked on by one person, if a friend of yours you are hearing about being caused issue over repeated times, if Mr. Roberts is picking on me a lot, Mr. Roberts is bigger than me, or Mr. Roberts is trying to cause harm to me, then Mr. Roberts is bullying. And we're not going to allow bullying whatsoever. First case of bullying is 3 to 5 days ISS. Second case of bullying is out of school OSS, out of school suspension, up to 10 days. Third case of bullying is automatic referral to alternative school with the possibility of being expelled from the middle school. Bullying is not acceptable. It causes pain, it causes distress, and it causes you to forget that you are here to learn, not here for anything else. This is the issue we've had most often in 7th grade. This is going to stop, and it's going to stop now. A participating fighting is someone who says or does something harmful or malicious to another person on purpose. I'm going to beat you up. That's on purpose. You're a participant. You respond with, I'm going to beat you back, I'm going to beat you up too. Then you're both participants. If you actually touch each other, you're both participants. If you touch another individual, whether you throw the first punch or not, you are a participant. It doesn't matter if you don't throw the first punch. It does not matter. Both are participants. Now, severity might come into play. If you don't throw the first punch, all you're doing is reacting. But if you throw that first punch, or you throw that second punch, you are a participant. 3 to 5 days ISS or 3 to 5 days OSS. Second offense, OSS. Third offense, expulsion. A bystander. Someone who sees sees something happening and does not say or do anything about it. Or, in 7th grade case, I'm going to videotape that fight. That's cool. And they videotape it. If I'm with a group and a fight starts and I'm saying, yeah, you're a bystander. You need to go tell a teacher so the fight can be broken up. You don't need to break up the fight. You can stand. You can try to break it up by telling them to calm down, telling them to move them around, move people out of the way. But you don't need to necessarily break it up. But you don't need to stay and watch it either. We've had a fight with 2nd grade students right outside this gym door, and students were watching it. We've had a fight in that locker room, and students were watching it. We've had a fight in that locker room and outside, and students were videotaping it. If you're videotaping it, we are going to hold you accountable for the same offense. So if you're videotaping a fight, or if you're watching a fight, you're 3 to 5 days just like a participant. And that doesn't seem real fair, but you don't need to be watching it, because if you don't pay attention to it, it'll go away. If you know about a fight, there's going to be a fight after school. Right after school, right by the rock. There's going to be a fight by the girls, the 7th grade girls rescue, which is probably not a place you're ever going to fight, but you never know. There might be. If you know about that stuff and you don't tell a teacher, you are a bystander. You're not doing something to prevent something that could have been stopped. You are responsible for how our school looks. It's important for our school to be a safe place for everybody. And the way that happens is you don't allow your classmates, and they are your classmates, look around you. There are 250 7th graders in here, and you will be with each other until you are seniors in high school. That is 6 more years that you got to deal with each other, no matter what. You need to learn to get along, you need to work on getting along, and not work on getting one person to fight with another person. Because you got to be with each other for 5, 6 more years, 5.5 more years. And you got to learn how to deal with it. Fighting is going to be 0 tolerance. Bullying is 0 tolerance. We will deal with it. It will not happen. If it does happen, consequences are going to be severe. We've talked about agendas. Your teachers utilize agendas. You need to use your agenda at all times. If you don't have your agenda, then you need to get a notebook that has something that you can take notes so you know what your homework is, that you can go from class to class, you can get a notebook. And that's what we'll probably do. Is if we don't have an agenda anymore, we'll get you a notebook. You must have it to be out of the classroom. You can't just leave your classroom without an agenda. If you do not have an agenda connections, you're not going to be allowed to leave the room. If you don't bring this to connections, you can't leave connections. You can't leave. So bring your agendas. You cannot phone home in the front office without stopping and going to your next period class first. So in other words, we have that phone out in the hallway now. And a lot of you like to stop by there and use that phone to call mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or whoever. Can't do that anymore. You need to go to class and then ask permission to that teacher. If that teacher says no, and that teacher says no. What we're asking teachers to do is they can do, you all can do, if you have something you can do as an emergency, you can do the last 5 minutes of class. But we're here to learn. That's why we're here. And so teachers are going to have their time maximized because we're not going to interrupt their classes with you coming in late. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But you need to have your agendas. By the way, everything I've talked about today, bullying is on page 21 of your agenda. Fighting is on page 21 of your agenda. Dress code is on page 24 of your agenda. Clothing that causes disruption in the classroom is not allowed. In other words, if what you're wearing is not appropriate, you can't wear it. Pants, shorts, shirts, etc. should hit at the bottom of the knee or below, which means we shouldn't see from your knee to your waist. It should be covered. Shirts must have sleeves and not be low cut. Low cut. That's what I'm talking about. You should have sleeves, but they should not be low cut for females. Pants must have a belt and loop and pulled up. No sweatpants unless your coach, if your team has a sweatpant uniform, approves them for that day. No see-through tight or revealing clothing, leggings, and what's the other one called? Jeggings are not allowed. If you do wear them, wear something that covers down to your knees. We don't want to see bottoms with thin material. Don't wear them. Wear something that covers your bottom. We don't want to see bottoms. Hats and sunglasses aren't allowed. I haven't seen that issue in 7th grade. You wear hats when we allow you to. Hoodies, not allowed over your head. You can wear a hoodie, but you can't put it over your head. Constant dress code violations, warnings, silent lunch, etc. It will progress. Teachers are tracking that. A lot of you got new cell phones, iPads, Kindles, etc. for Christmas. Take care of those. Make sure you keep them with you. You're responsible for them. We're not responsible for those. So if you bring them to school, keep them with you. If you want a teacher to hold on to them, I'm sure that teacher will work arrangements with you. But make sure that you are keeping them with you. And they are only for school purpose. There should be no phoning, no texting, no Instagramming, no twitting or tweeting, no Facebook posts, no Snapchatting. I'm sure I'm missing one or two. No ask, no anything without permission at school. Some of the teachers are allowing Instagram at school or YouTube at school, but they're allowing it in their classroom. They're allowing it in the classroom, and that's fine if the teachers are allowed. If teachers say you can use the tech, you can use the tech. Think about it. Last year, you couldn't even have your phone visible. If you were walking down the hallway and it's in your pocket like this, that was a violation. That's no longer a violation. But when it comes out like this, it becomes a violation. Especially if the teachers are not allowed to use it. This is a great tool, but if used unwisely, can be a bad tool. We have somebody coming this Thursday to present during this connect. Actually, I think it's the time before that. But we have somebody coming this Thursday that's going to present social media laws and the fact that when you think something's anonymous, it's not anonymous. You can always be tracked. You can always be found out. And you can always be caught. You leave what's called a digital footprint everywhere you go on the internet. It doesn't matter where you go, there's a digital footprint. And none of you are smart enough to delete it. You might think you can delete it from your parents, and you probably can. You might think you can delete it from your teachers, because you probably can. But when the GBI, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, or the sheriff, or somebody that wants to get into it, they can find it. I promise you. And if you repeatedly cause harm to a student on the internet, it is still a school bullying issue. Still a school bullying issue if you do something at home on FaceTime, on social media of any type, texting, Snapchat, Instagram, you name it. If you do something on those things, it is still school bullying. Because it affects what happens here at school. You have all been warned about your phones. You had all first semester. Teachers are going to be a little bit more hardcore if they see your phones. 3 days first offense. There's no warning. You've already been warned. 3 days first offense. 10 days second offense. 20 days third offense. And ISS. Last one, remainder of the school year.
I wanted to go over a few new things we're going to be doing this year to recognize, or this semester, to recognize some of the positive things that y'all do. your schoolmates. I know sometimes we use words in not such a nice way. This is one way that you can get those positive words out to people that really need them. So what we want you to do is there's a box next to the wall. You can submit different ideas you have for compliments that can be posted on the compliment wall for other people to take, and we will put those up for you. And then if you're in need of a compliment yourself, then they'll be up there for you to take whatever day that might be. So please do use that in a positive way. We don't want to see anything negative on that or people ripping it or anything like that, okay? Also, we're going to have a student and a teacher of the week, which I have seen the new bulletin board coming into the school. It looks kind of like Instagram. We're going to use that format for recognizing students that really do a great job being kind to each other or utilizing the character words that we have each week. This game is going to have those in the announcements, like they have been with the 8th grade students that act out the words to demonstrate what they mean. So we really want y'all to take those to heart and to really try to demonstrate those in your everyday actions. And teachers that recognize you doing that will submit your names to me, and then we'll put a picture of the student that was chosen for that week for doing those good acts. The teacher of the week, y'all will be able to submit teacher names to me that you feel like are really doing a great job and really connecting with y'all. I think we're going to do it through my box maybe that I have in the office. You can write the teacher's name down and what they did that you felt was really great, and I'll recognize those teachers too. Grade level attendance, 7th grade is actually winning right now. Y'all are in the lead from last semester. So we're going to check that each week to see which grade level is in the lead for that and post it on that bulletin board, and then you'll be able to earn a reward at the end of the month if you have the highest attendance for that month. This way you're naming is what we're going to do for that. I'm going to remind y'all about how to make appointments with me. You want your teacher notes, emergency, you can email me or you can come to the front office to fill out a slip and I will give you when it's a good time. Please use your agendas when you're doing that as well, so you're not just, like we said, out in the halls without an agenda. You need to have a sign from a teacher.
A couple things about tardies. Tardies are a discipline issue. We're going to start being a little bit more hardcore on tardies. We're going to start documenting that. And if you're tardy, it's going to start adding up. You can start getting letters, detention, ISS, OSS, those kind of things. You need to be in class on time. If you're going to be late, the teacher you're leaving from needs to give you the agenda. The front office will not give you the agenda. You can't stop by the front office and use the phone, but you need to make sure that your agenda is being signed by your 4th period teacher. So if I'm leaving Miss Martin's 4th period class, and I'm going to Miss Cheek's 5th period, and I'm going to be late, Miss Martin should have signed the agenda for Miss Cheek, not anybody else. Agendas need to be signed for tardiness. This has been an issue, and it needs to stop. There is school talk, and there is friend talk. Friend talk happens outside of 8 o'clock, before 8 o'clock in the morning, and after 3:15, or at non-school events. So if you want to talk and be impolite, use incorrect verbiage, cuss, say things that you shouldn't say, it should not happen at a school function. So if you're at a basketball game, it shouldn't happen at a basketball game. If you're at a softball game, or a baseball game, or any type of game, it shouldn't happen there. And if you're during the school day, it shouldn't happen during the school day as well. You need to talk like you belong to a group of people, which is what you belong to. And we need to talk like society expects us to talk, not talk like you want to talk with your friends. Even if you're in a group walking down the hallway, that doesn't mean you can talk like you want to talk. You need to talk in appropriate, use appropriate terminology, use appropriate language, verbiage. And verbiage means language. But we shouldn't be cussing, we should be speaking nice. I know Miss Pitts at the beginning of the year says, say people's names. Don't say other things, say their names. Be nice to each other. If you want our school to be a great place, it starts with you. Our teachers are working very hard in the classroom with you. They offer tutoring after school every day. They offer a lot of different activities for you to make sure they get their that you get the standards that are exceeded of or expected of you. But it's your job to help each other to be the best students that you can be. It's good to be reflective. Think about your goals. My goal as a principal, as a leader, is to make sure that every student succeeds. succeeds, not only academically, but socially and emotionally. And the only way we can do that is if we focus in on what our goals are. What can we do to help each other? If you haven't seen this movie called Pay It Forward, it's about a little boy who does something for somebody else. And that person does something for somebody else. It's about doing something good for other people. It's amazing what can happen if you start doing good things for each other. One of the reasons Ms. Hunter talked about nominating Students of the Week and Teachers of the Week is we need to start recognizing those students and teachers, not just teachers, staff members as well, that are doing a great job. And so we want to start thinking about how we can do and make our middle school a great place to be. Any questions from any students in here about anything? Our expectation is that you will have a good second semester, but this is a second semester that we are going to be very, very specific as it involves our school rules and expectations and policies, which means this second semester can be a great second semester because you're here learning and focused, or it can be a not so great time for you specifically if you choose not to. So that is our challenge towards you.